What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode 17 of Skinny to Pro. We are 2 days out. I got a lot of stuff that I'm doing, but I got stuff I need to do for clients right now. I got the oven on. I'm actually about to cook some flounder, so I'll show you all what I'm chefing up here. The meals are going to be very much so the same, so we can drive predictability. I'm excited for today so you can see everything that's going on. I'm actually going to train today. If you watched my last video, kind of switch some things up, so I'm going to train. Got some other stuff I got to do to prep, but stay tuned. Let's lock in. It's going to be a fun one. Your boy woke up, didn't even drink water yet. I used the restroom. Looking pretty good, so I'm excited. Let's get it. All right, y'all. So I'm not going to lie. This skillet is baby, but we're making it happen. I can only cook 1 pound of ground turkey at a time, so we got that going. Got some water going, got to cook the rice old school way, no Instapot. And then we got some flounder in here, as well as asparagus back there that I'm roasting. Today, kind of behind in terms of when I would eat on show day, but that's why, again, I wanted to get down here early so I could go ahead and prep, so that way tomorrow I can run everything through as if the way that I'm gonna eat for the show. So, gotta stay ahead. Like I said, not exactly where I wanna be, but getting here early, super great idea. All right, y'all, so simple meal here. I have sourdough bread, eggs, 1 egg mixed with egg whites, actually, and didn't want the fat to go too high. So 1 egg whites, and then I have some more here with 2 pieces of flounder. So keeping the carbs very simple by using sourdough, make sure it's easily digestible. And then of course, very lean source of protein so the fat doesn't go too high. It's currently 10:20, so it's kind of funny. On show day, I'd probably actually be close to getting on stage, if not on stage. So again, eating a little bit later today, but like I said, I'd rather focus on prepping on my meals today, so tomorrow can be a full experience of how show day will be, and then I'll be prepared for Friday. All right, you all, so one thing about bodybuilding, specifically men's physique, its origins came around from looking like a beach model. So appearance, aesthetics is everything. So about to walk in here. I have no idea if this is gonna be a good spot or not. It says Tipsy Nails and Spa, which probably just means they have drinks while you're at the spa or getting your nails done, which doesn't apply to me, doesn't really matter, but want to get a pedicure, manicure, no polish, anything like that, but just gotta make sure it's cleaned up. The last thing you want is like, dang, his abs look good. Those toes are gnarly. So let's make sure that the prices aren't crazy and knock this out. Yo, I'm not even gonna cap to y'all. Tipsy Nails and Spa over here in, I think it's Stafford, Texas. Best pedicure and manicure experience I've ever had. And listen, if you're a guy and you're still on the old school, like, nobody can touch my feet, nobody can, you're just missing out, right? Like, keep that to yourself, or at least go treat your girl. Man, they put this heat like wrap around my neck. The lady did a neck and back massage, which before a show, you don't want to do deep tissue, anything that could cause scarring, just things to improve circulation. She got this little crick that was in my neck out. Like, it was amazing. Everything is looking good. They cleaned me up. I did like some kind of botanical herb, like scrub on my legs and my feet, and then calves and everything are tingling. Like, I can feel the blood circulation. Super relaxed, almost fell asleep. Super great experience. About to head back to the apartment now. Try not to go to sleep, get some editing done. And then I'm gonna set up for some client calls, and then we are going to hit the gym later today. Like, that's 100% happening. I know there's been a few times where I didn't. Y'all probably like, dang, this dude stays skipping workouts. I always end up getting the workout. It's just a matter of, do I record it? But today, the gym I was looking at, it looks like it's fire. So I'm like, I gotta get the visuals, right? I gotta do some editing first. That way I'll have space, because I don't want it to cap out on me. So I brought my terabyte everything so I can really make sure there's no excuse for not giving you all visuals. But so far, so good. This was super relaxing. I kind of wish I would have did it after my workout, but just the way timing's working today with client calls and stuff like that. And I just saw this when I was at the store getting some deodorant and stuff like that. I was like, let me go ahead and knock it out. Wasn't that many people in there. Like I said, amazing experience. I'm all set up for my client calls now. I honestly did not know that Google Calendar would just update the time zone based on where you're at. So I'm an hour ahead of where I usually am, and I'm sitting here like, dang, why is my client not answering the phone? Duh, the call is not until an hour. Oh, that's perfectly fine. What I'm gonna do now, I actually didn't get my quiet time in this morning, so I'm about to go ahead and do that. That's gonna be a really good time. I really gotta make sure that in events and travels like this, it's very easy to get busy, and lose sight of first things first, and that is God. So I'm gonna make sure I connect with Him, and then I'll be ready for my client calls. I'm probably gonna eat a meal right after I get out of quiet time, client calls, and then we're gonna hit the gym.
Their harps, and they sang a new song before the throne and before the four living creatures and the elders, and no one was able to learn the song except the 144,000 who had been purchased from the earth.
Ground turkey, 99%. Shout out to Kroger. I actually was able to get the 99%, which was perfect. Got another egg in here because I have some fat to spare, and it'll be about 2 hours before I go to the gym, so I kind of want to slow down the digestion of these carbs a little bit so I can get a great pump. And then 50 grams of asparagus. I don't think I said how much ground turkey. Ground turkey was 6 ounces, and then 200 grams of jasmine rice in there. So I'm gonna eat this down and then hop on some client calls. Okay, perfectly fine. I appreciate the reschedule as well. That really helped me out too.
Yeah, no worries.
What's going on, y'all? So I finally made it to the gym. I am at Dynamic Fitness in Sugar Land, Texas. First time here. The pictures look absolutely awesome. I'm not sure how it's going to look inside. I'm going to go ahead and go inside, let y'all follow along for the workout. I'm probably going to mic up. It is 5:52. It looks like it's probably pretty crowded. It's probably crunch time, people getting off work. So I'm going to try not to be a menace with the camera, but we're going to make it happen. All right, y'all, so in Dynamic Fitness right now. First time in this gym, and it looks pretty dope. It's actually not as big as I thought it would be, but they have like everything you can need. I'm not even going to be squatting today, but they have a pendulum squat. You see this guy on it right now. I have to try that out. Like, I have to. You know what I mean? Like, don't have that in the gym back at home. They actually have a belt squat that I'm sitting right next to, and they also have a Roger squat. Absolutely nuts. But anyways, I'm gonna do a quick tour, see what they're working with, and then we're gonna get into it. All right, y'all, so when you first walk in the entrance, they got a kids zone, they got a group fitness spot. Kind of gives me LA Fitness vibes, to be honest with you, with the mirrors. I'll probably go in there a little bit later to pose if they're done. Like I said, it's evening, so they probably have some back-to-back classes, so we'll see. And then they got all of these like stations where you can do powerlifting, deadlift platforms, like another assisted squat machine. I'm so jealous right now, man. We're gonna go ahead and go upstairs first, and then we'll do downstairs last. Pretty straight, like you can see they got the dedicated cardio up here. If you wanna go out and crunch out on your core and then stare off into a screen, you could do that. You pretty much got the treadmills, elliptical, everything you can need. I think really, since I didn't train yesterday and now it's Wednesday, like I would have been on this if I came in yesterday and really did some HIIT. Now that like I'm only 2 days out, doing HIIT will probably just be too fatiguing. They have something called the rear view, get your rear in gear. So it's exactly what it sounds like, which it looks like a full dedicated glute room. So I can't even say I've ever seen this. It's actually pretty solid. Hip thrust. A standing hip adduction machine. Definitely not a common thing right here. Booty builders, my first time actually seeing this. So that's pretty solid. Yeah, everything in here is just to get the cheeks going crazy. And honestly, even as a guy, like, not gonna lie to you, if I had this gym like back at home, I would be in the glute room, because why not? And then we got the recovery zone. So I'm interested to see. It looks like, so hydro massage. Honestly, I'll probably finish off with something like that, because it looks like this room is open. This other room over here, it looks like you have to actually scan in to get in. And that would be probably their more private room. And they also have tanning and infrared over there. I'm gonna see if those rooms open up. Maybe, maybe not. But this is what we're looking like. We're gonna go downstairs. So side note, when I tell you they have everything, multi-rotational arm curl, like, this is one of the biggest reasons. I don't even know if I said this on the channel yet, but one of the biggest reasons why I want to switch gyms is not that you need all this stuff to build a great physique, but it does get you incited to train, and it does give you different options when you're getting plateaued to just send a new stimulus, and I love that. We got tricep overhead extension. You can do drop sets. Also upstairs, like they have an infrared sauna, but they also have a dry sauna that's just in the locker room itself, which is solid. So I'll just use that before I leave and then hit the hydro massage. But I mean, as you can see, we'll just go through this real quick. Got everything we're gonna need in here to make it happen. It's super solid. Super solid. I do wish they had, and I might be speaking too soon, I kind of wish they had more plate-loaded machines. The standing lateral raise fly, like, I see this machine too much, you know, on other people's pages, and when they're posting videos for me not to give it a shot. Like I said, there's just a lot of stuff in here I just typically don't have access to. But I think the biggest L I could possibly take today is just trying to do too much. Like, understanding that I'm 2 days out. If this was under a different scenario where I was just here on vacation, and I could really just go hard and not have to worry about that. And again, that's why I said I don't want to speak too soon. Plate loaded machines over here. If I could like spend like a week in here just going stupid, that'd be amazing. And the crazy thing is, I know Alpha Land's gonna be even crazier. So yeah, but anyways, I can talk to you all day. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, y'all, so I already warmed up. I didn't really want to record a warm up. My warm-ups are very similar, and they really only differ just depending on what I'm doing. There's so many machines in here that I don't have access to at my regular gym. I'm just kind of like, dang, it's like a playground for me. But like I said, I'm going to stay focused, make sure I don't get lost in the sauce, do anything that can hurt myself. And speaking of which, I never actually warm up my lats this way with a machine like this because I haven't had access to it. So what I don't want to do is come in here and be like, I can lift more and go crazy. I'm gonna do 2 sets here just to warm up my back, get the blood flowing, and then hopefully the plate loaded lat pull down will be open and we'll be able to go from there. But yeah, we're gonna keep it really light here and just get everything warmed up. Yet another machine I do not have access to, but I do love this piece of equipment because if you're doing heavy rows, especially as you get deeper into prep, one of the things I did, I don't know if y'all remember, for those of y'all that have been following along, I was doing like heavy barbell rows, but as I got deeper and deeper into prep, got more and more depleted, a lot of times in your training, you can sometimes like lose focus. And it's not to say you're not training hard, but you're just tired, right? And so I find it better to do movements that aren't as mentally taxing, like, oh, I gotta really brace my core, otherwise something crazy can happen, right? If you get on a machine like this where you're locked in and your core is pretty much accounted for the most part, you can still lift pretty heavy and kind of take out or at least mitigate some of that risk. So really good piece of equipment, my first time using it. So I'm gonna warm up pretty light and then we'll see what we get to. It's crazy because I'm sitting here like, which grip do I want to use? But honestly, whatever helps me feel it the most. So we're going to keep it just a regular parallel grip on this first working set, and then we'll go from there. Good, but I ain't gonna cap. Even though I've had carbs today and yesterday, first day really getting carbs, still very depleted. So I'm gonna humble myself and actually lower the weight just a touch so I can get a squeeze and get a little bit more volume. And then I'm gonna try a different grip because I think this may give me a little good pull from angling my elbows here. And we'll do about 2 more sets so I can have 2 full working sets, and we'll go from there. Let's try out this other grip and see what we got here. Oh yeah, this gonna feel good. It's a little bit more upper back, which is what I want. We're gonna hit that lat in a second. At least the lower part of the lat in a second. So as I walked over here, I noticed my mic was like falling off. Look at God, as I was saying that, I was like, the magnet piece fell off, but I was like, what probably happened is it got stuck to one of these metal parts of the machine. And I don't know, I wasn't even freaking out. I was just like, I'll find it. And God's gonna rebuke the devourer for my sake. But anyways, let's hit these lats, hit the lower lats. Having to really restrain myself here and not go too crazy, but from what I've seen from Houston, I haven't been to Alpha Land yet, but from what I've seen, their gym selection is vast, so I'm gonna have to make it back out here and really go crazy. Just make it like a gymcation. It's the perfect angles when you can make sure nobody else is in the footage, and not even because I don't want people in the footage, but when I first got in here, I was just showing y'all the tour. I didn't record this part because it's, you know, I feel like I handled it beautifully, and the guy that was talking to me, he was just like, hey, why are you recording people? And I told him what I was doing, what I'm looking to do on my channel, how I'm growing with it, I'm a coach and everything. He's just like, yeah, but people don't want to be in your video. And I could have got rude, but one, that's not my character. God wouldn't call me to do that. And I was like, listen, I appreciate your concern. I'm glad that you want to keep the gym culture a certain way. I'm gonna do my best to make sure people are in it, blur faces if I need to, but this is what I'm doing to grow my community and grow like what I'm passionate about in a career. So, and we left it at that. So people be looking to start a fight, and people be talking to y'all, and y'all be about that action, and it be about stuff that's not even that serious, and you have to ask yourself, am I really about to show the character of Christ? Now that one went smooth. It won't always be that smooth, but I can control my actions even if I can't control someone else's. So that's what we got. I've been going strapped up on a lot of my lifts just to make sure my back is fatiguing before my wrist. First time in a minute, I went strapless and I can really feel it in my forearms. So in the off season, I'm really gonna get my grip strength back. And then of course use straps when I got crazy volume and stuff like that, but I'm gonna weave them in and out. I use them all prep, so they definitely need a break in the off season. All right, I'll be lying to y'all if I said I wasn't excited about this one. There's also another one. Naturally, like I said, first time using these machines, super excited. I'm not gonna go too crazy, because the last thing I want is a smaller muscle like my shoulders to get so depleted that on stage it's just breaking down. So I just want to deplete the glycogen a little bit. So the goal is to prayerfully be able to get a good glycogen uptake tomorrow, and on Friday be ready. So let's see what we got here. I didn't think that there was a way to adjust this by height. So I'm just gonna start off nice and light. And this one could get super nutty. And I think the worst thing that you could do as someone working out in the gym is honestly be afraid of looking new or be afraid of not knowing what you're doing. If you're trying something new, you're trying something new, right? That doesn't make you any less credible. It doesn't make you any less of a boss, a king or queen if you're watching this, ladies. So you gotta be willing to fail and mess up. So we did a warm-up weight to make sure we're safe, and now we can get after it. Oh yeah, don't worry, you're good, you're good. I'm in your way. Nah, don't apologize. This one, I kind of felt it more in my left shoulder than my right. Could just be my left shoulder being more fatigued. I love this because I can see how heavy I can actually get when I'm training, especially in the off season. Actually, eyeballing 2 gyms potentially back in my city that I could go to that would give me access to equipment like this. I would have to drive a tiny bit further. But as I get more and more serious with this, it's not called skinny to pro for no reason, going pro. I'm willing to make that investment. Whew. Not a failure day, y'all. The person that was on this walked away, so I was like, I gotta try this out. Now, first thing I gotta figure out is how to lower this guy. Pin, okay. Let's see. If y'all want to be successful, you got to be okay with looking a little off sometimes. If you learning something, you learning. Oh, wait a second. It's almost, oh, I see. Somebody had the pins on offsetting placement here. Now we're good. Oh, we're still not good. I'm actually not sure. That might have been why this person walked away. I could be wrong, but I think the pin is offset because I have it in the 9, I have it in the 9. All right, I ain't even gonna cap, y'all. I cheated this time. I set this one up, did a baby warm-up set so I can make sure I understood it. But this machine, I think this is a max pump machine. This machine is actually pretty dope. So it's essentially a multi-rotational preacher curl machine, which is a fancy way of saying if I want to come here, I can do that. If I want to do hammer, if I want to do reverse curls for some reason on preacher curl and really hit my forearms, I can do that. So this is a really, really cool piece of equipment. Like I said, really a Jim Burrows paradise in here, and it's not even a big gym, but they literally have everything you need and then more for icing on the cake. It's crazy. Let's get this set in. If y'all notice, I'm doing everything slow and controlled, not ego lifting, not trying to lift too heavy, but I can create a lot of damage just from slowing it down. At the same time, not too much to where I can't recover from it in 2 days before the show. Yeah, solid piece of equipment. It feels smooth too. No complaints. And I didn't even realize I can adjust it more on the side here, so I might do that for the second set. Slight adjustment to make this higher so I can get a deeper stretch, so. They have a prone leg curl with the curve. Chef's kiss, man. I'm short, so I gotta make so many adjustments. I think I'm already good. The last person on here might have been a little short too, so here we go. Hey, listen, I gotta show y'all something real quick. So, it felt even at first, but I was like, is my left arm really feeling that weak? Because, like, this system is really dope, but for someone that's visually challenged like me, it's hard for me to really know if I have them even on both sides because it's the same thing on the other side. So I was like, am I pulling the wrong weight? Like, let me know if it's just me. All right, this feels even, but you never really know. I feel like in total for the entire workout, I've been doing a really great job just not getting lost in the sauce because like I said, there's so much equipment in here that I would love to try. But one of the biggest things, like, because I'm self-coached this year, I would listen to like the top like bodybuilding mistakes. And one of them is you get carved up right before your show. You're like, oh, I got superpowers. You go too hard. You start cramping up on stage. You get gassed out, all the craziness. So I was like, I don't want that to be me. And one of the things that, honestly, like I said, this will be my second show, so I can't say judges like it's been multiple times. I went to some posing seminars, but what they would always say is they love my midsection, so I don't want to blow my midsection out, but I do train it a lot. So I know Honey Rodbot, which I might be just like completely butchering his name, he was saying, probably shouldn't train core on peak week unless you train it already high volume. So I'm gonna do 2 sets, do a superset, and then we're gonna leave it at that. I might do one other thing because I see a back extension machine over there, and I'm like, back extensions, test out the pendulum squat, and then I actually saw a place that I can pose downstairs, so I'm like, we're gonna hit that, sauna, get this last meal in, and we're gonna call it a night. So let's get this core in. So super low reps, and then what I'm about to try and do, we'll see if it even works. Because actually, if it's too high, or too low rather, it'll be too easy. Yeah, you never really need too many dragon flags. So did about 8 reps of the decline sit up, and then 3 to 5 reps of dragon flag. Just completely lights up the lower abs like never before. So I'm gonna do one more set. I'm gonna rest here, get a full rest. Back extensions, pendulum squat, posing, sauna. I'm saying it again out loud so I don't get carried away, because I know I'll go down there and see something else. Like they got a Roger squat. I was like, but nah. The last thing I want to do is gas my legs out too much. I'm trying to deplete the areas that I want to be accentuated the most. And your boy's in men's physique, so it's not that I don't train legs, but we need to emphasize upper body. Yeah, not trying to do too much with this one, y'all. Really just want to send some blood to the lower erectors so them guys pop. But it would be super dumb for me to try and go heavy right now or ego lift or anything. And I'm not even an ego lifter, so. But yeah, gotta stay safe. You end up doing something to where your lower back ends up hurting or getting hurt, you're not gonna be fluent on stage. You're not gonna be able to even move, let alone feel confident if you can't move. So we're gonna do one more set here. Honestly, I thought about doing some cardio, but I've been enjoying the way that my weight and everything has been. Well, not even my weight, because I don't have the scale here, but I've been enjoying the way I've been feeling out. So I don't know if I need a lot of cardio. However, today was very, very low movement. So I may either do like 10 minutes Stairmaster after posing, because posing is conditioning in itself, but maybe 10 minutes after that and then sauna. Really don't have anything else to do tonight except get a meal in. I thought about initially going to the movies, but I was like, I don't want to be out that late. So we will just focus on the task at hand. That's exciting to be able to say. So glad I've been able to come down here early. Shout out to my wife. That you got some wives that don't understand the power of belief, but my wife does. So allowing me to get down here early, get settled in, you know what I mean, is just a huge blessing. My clients, not really tripping with how many trips I have coming up back to back now. It's just a testament of what God's allowing me to build, and even though it's not where I wanted to be yet, super, super blessed. And now that I'm thinking about it, y'all, I'm gonna do 10 minutes of Stairmaster now, just so I can kind of fatigue myself before posing, so I can try and create the conditions of being on stage as much as possible, because the lights, everything, just the duration of the day, you know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get this Stairmaster in first. We'll pose, sauna, and then we'll keep it going. All right, y'all, that's a wrap for Dynamic Fitness. Shout out to Kaylee for taking care of me at the front desk. She really made the experience smooth getting in there, and I think customer service is heavily needed, especially in a service business where it's person to person. So yeah, really great experience with Dynamic Fitness. Again, not a huge gym, but they have everything you can need and more. Awesome. There's also a back room back there that I didn't film that I stumbled upon. I was like, man, they really got everything in here. But great experience. Just got out the sauna. I'm feeling great. I'm gonna rush back home now. Well, not really rush, but go back to the B&B, get my last meal in so I can get it digesting. And then, yeah, my phone's running low. So it did really good today. Like I said, iPhone 11, y'all, start where you need to start. Just put it out there, guys, calling you to do it. But yeah, I'm gonna go do that, and then I will catch you all tomorrow.